Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this edition of the Prime Time Newscast in the English language on Canal, the International. I'm called Morinzi at Top Stories. Food has restored the Professional Football League of General PSMNG annulled last year by the Sedum Bombonjoya government. Many other resolutions were taken today in a meeting that held in the nation's political capital, Yaoundé. And as the African Cup of Nations draw closer, school authorities have challenged parents to strengthen collab. Owners have expressed worries that an imminent increase of beer prices could lead to the closure of many shops as their businesses have been affected ever since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. And buses belonging to travel agencies located at the Tongolo and Mangi in Yaoundé were sealed this morning by the Yaoundé City Council as a measure to push them to the new site, Ado Lembe neighborhood. Those were major stories. Details right ahead. Good evening once more. Faker Food has restored the Professional Football League of General PSMNG annulled last year by the Sedum Bombonjoya government. Many other resolutions were taken today in a meeting with club presidents, among them the date of a new championship and the number of clubs for each category. Haisencha has the rest of that story.
It was a fruitful moment of consultations between the new Fecafoot executive and Elite 1 and 2 club presidents, headed by Pascal Abunde of PWD of Bamenda, this Tuesday, January 4th. The meeting, chaired by Fecafoot President Samuel Etofis, produced remarkable resolutions with regards to the future of the local championships in the country. The Elite 1 championship to unfold with 25 clubs, with the format of being played in 2 pools, and 13 clubs for Elite 2, and the new football season scheduled to kickstart on February 21st. 10 million francs CFA and 10 million from Division 2 clubs, and the winner of the championship shall back home the sum of 15 million CFA francs as cash prize. One of the major resolutions from today's deliberations is the restoration of the Professional Football League, headed by General PSMNG, to run the 2 championships. It should be recalled the organ was annulled by Sedum Bombonjoya and his then Fecafoot's government. Other elements of the championship to be established by the football stakeholders in the days ahead.
Meantime, school authorities have challenged parents to strengthen collaboration with teachers to be able to guide students stay focused on their studies during the AFCON competition. The football event, they say, will constitute a whole moment of distraction for learners, especially the male students who are fond of football pleasure. Haisencha has the rest of that story.
Blending the effervescence of the Total Energies African Cup of Nations and academic work is the burden that lies ahead of students from January 9 to February 6, 2022. Pedagogues and different school authorities say only strong disciplinary measures can keep the learners on track during the football event.
The parents make sure that they can portray some matches for the students to watch, and after watching, the student can return back to their bookwork. That is what we call discipline, means time for everything.
The students not ready to miss out on the lovely football moments, especially the matches of the indomitable Lions. But most are conscious that they have to adjust their study timetables.
I even have ideas to go to the field and watch the football match. So it's going to be a difficult moment, but
our country. So I have to be able to look at the football match as a patriot of Cameroon, and also to further my studies, because I'm first in the class where I have to write the GC advanced level.
The 1 month of soccer fiesta, the first on Cameroonian soil since 1972, teachers reiterate, will also broaden the knowledge of the students in sport and constitute the content of end-of-year examinations.
Most matches will be played from 5 p.m. So I think they will have their liberty at home if the parents wish that they watch, it's a good thing. I think it's part, it will even be like part of their exams. Those who do citizenship, they will have questions coming from there because the information or the outcome we are organizing is entering into the history of Cameroon.
And with the second term of the academic year very short, but the most decisive, and now the soccer jamboree, the pedagogues urge parents to be more collaborative with schools for a better follow-up of the students.
Meantime, the governor of the North region, Jean Edi Abate, has equally called on parents to keep an eye on students during this AFCON period. And in view of saving the lives and during and after the AFCON tournament, a blood donation sensitization campaign has been launched by the Cameroon Foundation for Consumers together with some major structures here in Cameroon's economic city, Douala. This as a result of lack of blood in a blood bank, and the campaign has as aim mobilizing donors in order to save lives during and after the AFCON competition. More on the story with our reporter William Fru.
The blood bank of the Lacantini Hospital in Douala, which serves as the main blood bank in the littoral region, is empty. Medical practitioners say donors are scarce. For this reason, a number of organizations like Focacao, Promotal and Canal Plus, amongst others, have decided to carry out a sensitization campaign on blood donation.
Today we started advising people, sensibilizing people so as to come and donate their blood to save lives, because it's very important. Yes.
Nous devons faire ça pour motiver.
We have to do this in order to motivate and encourage our brothers and sisters. For such an important event that we will be hosting, we really need to have blood reserves in our blood banks.
Gérer des cas qui pourront arriver imprévus.
They move to schools, sensitizing students on the importance of blood donation.
Blood sensitization is very important because we can save lives with it. And donating blood is something very essential, and many people die for it. And I really advertise people and tell them to give their blood so as to save many lives.
So we are calling all our brothers, students, Cameroonians, all supporters, all fans of football to come here to give blood and save lives.
The campaign comes barely 6 days to the start of the football jamboree on the Cameroonian soil and aims at saving lives during and after the AFCON period.
Bar owners have expressed worries over an imminent increase in the price of beer or beer prices, or could lead to the closure of many shops, as their businesses have been affected ever since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. Rumors have been circulating to that effect. Gladys Ambodibang with the rest of that story.
There are growing fears that as government is widening its tax base, there could be an imminent increase in the cost of beer if tax strip is imposed. Bar owners are worried, saying it will affect the consumers most.
There
is that speculation since the 1st of January. It has been circulating on social media, but we are already on the 4th and there is no increase. There is a problem of tax marking, that is the imposition of tax strip. If there is another increase, we will be obliged to increase the prices of drinks. Trade union presidents met recently and have decided on this. Any increase of 15 francs CFA tax strip will lead to 100 francs increase on each bottle. We don't understand the reason for tax strip labeling on beer, whereas we know it is usually imposed to fight against fraudulent products. The truth is that fraudulent products equally have tax strip labels.
Mais on connaît aujourd'hui que la contrefaçon et la contrebande ont des vignettes. Déjà, ce n'est pas facile. C'est pas évident. Vous voyez.
It is first of all not easy. It is not evident. We had low sales during these last year's feast because people were complaining of lack of money. Business is slow. If there is an increase in the price of drinks, what becomes of our businesses? Government should try to prevent the implementation of such a levy.
The rumors on the imminent increase on beer prices has been circulating on social media recently.
L'ajustement de l'assiette fiscale ne nous fera pas du bien du tout.
Any decision to increase the price of beer would not be a good idea. We are still suffering from the effects of COVID-19, and Cameroonians are still having difficulties having a good meal a day, especially with the increase in the prices of basic commodities. If there is price hike in beer, then we are doomed to close down our shops.
The implementation of tax on electronic money transfers have stirred fear in many, a probable reason for the speculation of an imminent increase in alcoholic beverages.
Buses belonging to travel agencies at the Tongolo neighborhood in the nation's political capital, Yaoundé, were this morning sealed by the Yaoundé City Council. These as measures to put them out of the area to a new site at the Olembe neighborhood. The deadline given to them to quit the area this morning is in line with restoring order before the AFCON tournament. More on that story with our reporter Usmo Usumi.
Clean and clear roads, vehicles sealed, no roadside vendors, agency owners helpless, passengers stranded, bike riders off the road junctions. This is the image of the strength of roads from Tongolo to Olembe this Tuesday, January 4th. Objective: liberate the roads before the kick-off of the Total Energies African Cup of Nations. The operation by the City Council has moved from the sensitization phase to total repressive stage, a situation the agency operators claim they were taken by surprise.
I was very surprised this morning. I left my car in the interior, but they asked us to put it out for it to be sealed. When I even came to ask why, it became a problem. They said we were told to go to Olembe, but meanwhile, last time we went there was nothing. It was still very bushy, and they told us that we should wait till after the AFCON before we can transfer there. But now I'm very much surprised. The council agents even came here on Saturday and took money from me, and they told me from now on vehicles will be passing through Chinga village. So I'm so surprised with the actions this morning.
Similar picture around the Amadou Ahidjo Stadium. The usual transport buses on the new loading space away from the roads. But the roadside sellers and bike riders are still very much present along the roads. But the agencies at Tongolo and Mangie, the Yaoundé City Council explained, had given them the 24th December 2021 as the deadline to quit their present spot to the new site at Olembe, a decision they had not respected.
And young Muslim children have memorized the prophetic tradition during an apprenticeship. According to the Muslim tradition, mastering and making a use of Eid marks applause in their existence and preparation for the life after. This took place in the northern part of Cameroon and organized by the Islamic Association. More on the story with our reporter Saleh Sharifa.
The Hadith is a set of lifestyle in the Muslim community that traces the prophetic tradition throughout his existence. These children have gone through the training according to the Muslim tradition. Mastering and making use of it is a plus for their existence and preparation for the life after.
We often host religious events, but that of the Hadith is the first time in Garoua town.